Hey guys, we're gonna get this one pick in just before the clock runs out. First pick, I think, has to be Gibson here. He's the New England running back. I need running backs, only three of them. I only really have one of my two starters is guaranteed to play the beginning of the season, and then I got Ezekiel Elliott down here. Hopefully, he kind of starts off strong. Who knows where he goes from there, but hopefully, he starts off strong as well. I think Gibson provides some of that. He also is a bring back with the Chargers in week 17. So we're going to go Gibson with our first. And he's the second, third. Oh, no, he's a little further down. He's the first, second, third, fourth, fifth. But I think he makes the most sense there. And he's basically at ADP. Gibson is going to be our first one. I have a couple other players queued up here, and I've been flipping these ones around back and forth, unsure which one to go with. And you see I have Irving at the top. Originally, I had Algier just because he was the highest ADP, and I like him. Then I had McLaughlin up here. Reason being is because Denver plays Cincy in week 17. I got Higgins for like a little bit of a bring back. Then they play the Chargers in week 16. Again, a bring back with one of my stacks, which is nice. They play Indianapolis in week 15. I don't really have anything there. But then I am pulling up Irving here as well. Irving, I think, plays into my bigger stack in week 17. In that I want, let's see, where are they here? I got this Carolina thing going with Brooks and then Deontay Johnson. And then they play Tampa Bay. I got Mike Evans here. And so I think Bucky Irving plays into that to make it a really interesting week 17. Also, Tampa Bay does play Dallas, which I have Elliott, which I mean, whatever, who cares? But I have him for a week 15 thing. And they actually play the Chargers in that's week 16 thing. Week 15, they play the Chargers, which is one of my stacks. So I think both of these guys can work, Irving or McLaughlin. And I like Irving more because I think I like Irving more in this case. I could try to be aggressive in both of them. If I go based on running back ADP, he's the fourth one now available. And if I take the other guys, he'll be the third one available. We go to the board, and we're gonna have to get all the way back around because we're at the what is this, the 14-15 turn here. We're gonna have to dodge another team with two running backs. The rest have four or five, but you got to think like one of these two take one. So like one, this guy might take two. So 2, 3, 4. We'll say 5 running backs maybe get taken. And if 5 running backs get taken, 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops, let's go to running backs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's, yeah, I mean, it kind of matches the ADP in a way in that 192. And I do expect maybe all the way up to Herbert to get taken. I don't think Bucky Irving makes it back. And I like him more in this build. It hurts a little bit to not take the other two. But I think we're making a bet here. And I think we need to just stick with our bet. And so we're going to take Irving here. And then we're going to hope that Bryce Young makes it back around. I think there's a better chance that Bryce Young makes it back around. Like there's a lot of picks that so like even if we're trying to be aggressive and take McLaughlin first and then hope that Irving makes it back around, we got a lot of other picks that we kind of want to take as well. And that we want to take Bryce Young here. There's also I think there's probably like that we got McMillan if we want to do the Tampa Bay thing for that stack. We also might have some like Chargers or New England players coming up. Yeah, look at there's Javon Baker right there. DJ Shark right there. So we have a lot of players that we'd want to put on this team. Some of them coming up pretty soon too. Like maybe not none of the receivers, I guess. Jalen, like 200, 200. Oh, these aren't based on ADP. So if we look at it based on ADP, we definitely have at least DJ Shark right here at 197, which is basically around our next one. We can try to push him though as well, depending on what's going on. But I don't think Bucky Irving makes it back, and I think I want him the most because he builds up something that is rather large. He correlates at other times. I do think Irving could be the bigger play than either of the other two, and that Irving could be like the number one by the end of the season, even without injury. Algier and McMillan probably not the number one unless there is an injury. I said McMillan, I meant McLaughlin. Probably not number one without an injury. McLaughlin probably still isn't the number one even with injury potentially. So we're going to take Bucky Irving here and hope. We're really hoping that Bryce Young makes it back a good amount past ADP. I think that's possible if we look at what is going on. Let's see, Xavier Legette should have been taken somewhere around here. Let's see where we can find them. Right here. They already have two QBs, Kyler Murray and Trevor Lawrence. Do they have anything built up as far as the stack goes? They have White. So we might miss out on the stack with Bryce Young, but that's okay if we don't get it. We'll still have Herbert and Watson, and then we can maybe grab another stack with. So that's the reason why. Oh gosh, that's a reason why maybe taking McLaughlin instead would make sense, because then we can build out a Denver thing if we want to. We can go Denver or New England if for some reason he takes a third quarterback, which he definitely could. And if he doesn't take a third quarterback, we still have a solid team. I do like Bucky Irving. These ranks, they're all over the place at this point. They're not really totally accurate. Let's see here. I do have McLaughlin ranked higher overall, but I already have 6 wide receivers. I don't really want to. I kind of do need another stack though, because neither of these are high. I do need 3 quarterbacks on this build. I think I do like that I only have 2 tight ends and only need 2 tight ends based on what I have, so I can afford a third wide receiver. Both these offenses are going to pass a good amount to their backs, most likely. Either way, I don't know which one to go with at this point in time. Let's go look here one more time at the board. Trevor Lawrence, Kyler Murray. He's got pick. This is Boogeyman. Let's see what picks he's got. Try to re-get into his head here a little bit. Boogeyman has pick 177 and then 184. Bryce Young's 180. And Boogeyman has 6 running backs, 5 wide receivers. He's only got 1 tight end. I feel like he's what else is available around this point at ADP tight end wise. So he might try to build up a tight end position. He's only got 1 tight end. He needs wide receivers as well. There's plenty of wide receivers available. He could have just been taking. So that's, if we try to read into his mind a little bit and assume that he's not doing this to set up like a big thing, he might just be taking wide receivers just to take wide receivers. You see here, he did take the last one, Burton. Since he plays Denver, I think it is in week 17, and he doesn't have any other Cincy players or Denver players. So I don't think he's really looking to try to build things up. Same thing here, you got New York Jets. They play Buffalo, I think it is. And I don't see anything there either. So I don't think he's really going for stacks with it. I think there's a chance. I think there's a chance that he makes it back. This team here only has one QB. He did take Otten, who correlate is a bring back for week 17 with Carolina. He doesn't have any Carolina Panthers. There are no Carolina Panthers left. Hope that he doesn't go and take them. I don't know what he's going to do. He could take them, definitely. I think if he does take them, we already got a New England thing going. Do we have a Denver thing going at all? We don't. Okay, yeah, so I think we're going to go stick with Bucky Irving. And if for some reason we lose out on our Carolina Panther stack, I think we're going to go New England instead. New England makes sense because they play who in week 17? Did I say Chargers in week 17, right? New England plays the Chargers in week 17. So it just kind of, I guess it just builds it out more for a big game there, which would make sense. We'll get like Baker at wide receiver. I think he's the last one available. We have Baker and Drake May, and hope for the best maybe instead. And we could wait when Baker goes around right before pick 200. So we could take Baker and May here at 192, 193, or reevaluate and push it further possibly all the way to 216, 17. That'd be a little on the crazy side, probably, but we could try it. Okay, we're going Irving here. We're going to go aggressive and not taking the player that's the best ADP, but player that's almost 20 picks less, 15 picks less. You shouldn't be this nervous about a pick, round 15 pick. But I think this is playing it for the best outcome. We're doing it. Bucky Irving, welcome to the team. Hopefully you start. Okay, next one here. I had a couple people clicked on here. I had these two. Dalton Kincaid or James Cook. I think they're kind of, they are the top two based on ADP. I had James Cook actually, and I actually just took him off the sheet. I've been thinking about this pick here and what I want to do. I got the Cincy thing going here. So there's no Denver players to correlate. There's no one that really correlates, I don't think, with Las Vegas. No New Orleans players, and then San Francisco, no Detroit players. So I'm not really looking for anything for week 17. Bring back. I feel very comfortable when I don't like. I like the plan always of grabbing some tight ends at the very end of the draft, but then when I get there, I don't feel good about it at all. I feel like in this draft here, we have a chance to go and take Kincaid with this pick. And then on the way back around at pick, we'll do whatever we need to at 69, and then it's, or is it, no. We might go tight end is what I'm saying, I guess. No. 52, take a tight end at, yeah. And then at pick 69, we go and we take George Kittle if he's available. And that gives us a San Fran stack of Ayuk and Kittle. And it gives us two tight ends. We don't have to worry about tight ends anymore. Unless if there's something else better available, we'll take it. But I like that. And then we see if we can. The only problem with this, if we do this, is that we probably don't end up with both. I mean, we could. The problem is that based on ADP, we have Burrow at 85 and Brock Purdy at 96. And so we hopefully are going to push Burrow all the way to there's 93 and 100. If we don't take Purdy here, Purdy probably doesn't come back to us at 100 in a lot of cases because all the San Francisco guys always get taken over here. We got Debo and we got McCaffrey. And so we got to kind of evaluate what's going on in these next couple picks. This guy actually took Jackson, which was nice. I was hoping this guy here would take Patrick Mahomes, but he didn't. But he did take something other than a wide receiver, so that's good. But I think we're going to try to build out our tight ends in the way of one just standalone and one correlation. I do like King. I mean, I'm talking myself into Kincaid here too because I feel like out of these two picks, even though Cook I think is the higher of the two based on ADP, Kincaid's the second-year player. Cook is what, third, fourth year? He's been around for a couple of years now. I think there's a better chance Kincaid breaks out than Cook breaks out. They both have their risks in that Kincaid could be the number one, but he's also running routes in the same area of the field as a couple of the other Buffalo receivers, so you don't know what's going to happen with that. There's still Knox on the team, which can be a problem. But he could also be the number one tight end in the league this year. And if that happens, it's like high upside. And hopefully the floor is not that bad with Kincaid. With Cook, pick 50, I think, is rather, or 52 is rather rich overall. I mean, it's not bad, but I just don't see him like highly outperforming that pick. Like, does he end up outperforming Isaiah Pacheco or Travis Etienne or Kyron Williams? I don't really see him vaulting into the second round or third round. Well, I think you could potentially see Kincaid more likely to, get bumped up here with like the Laporta or something like that. And like I said, I feel much better if I can get these tight ends now. And I've even felt like there's too many running backs to choose from as I've done more of these drafts later on, and which makes me feel more comfortable pushing them even further and further. Felt uncomfortable if I didn't have two by like the 10th, 11th, 12th round or something like that. I think that's still probably best, but I think I want to just see what happens when I take 6 or 7 on the row in these tournaments and see how I feel, and just grip my quarterbacks, my tight ends, my receivers, and then be like, hammer the running backs, see what happens. And we're going to try it here. I think it makes sense how everything's being built out with this team to do that. We're going to take Kincaid and then figure out probably Kittle, like I said, in the next, not the the next pick, if everything goes according to plan. If it doesn't, that's okay as well. We still have at least one good tight end. Next one. Speaking of running backs, Brooks is probably going to start falling a little bit. Actually, his ADP is all the way to 99 now, so it's definitely falling a bit. Let's see if there's any new news. This is what was expected. So I'm going to be, I think, targeting him over and over again in this 9th round. And we'll see, maybe he starts falling into the 10th round at times as well. But this is one where I do have just one tight end and one QB. And we don't, and then I guess I'm maybe setting up a Chargers thing here as like my second QB. But we don't really have much else going in the way of correlation for stacking goes other than potentially the Chargers. But we are building up some sort of, not really building up because we don't have Deontay Johnson. A lot of times we have Deontay Johnson, and then we get Brooks as well. Not going to happen in this one. Brooks is going to be by himself for this one. But we're going to take Brooks. What does Shahid have to say? Just a 1-year contract extension. Okay, there you go. We're gonna take Brooks here, highest upside player on the board. I do see also based on ADP, not just but just based on players. Njoku's an interesting pick here to get my second tight end, so I'd feel really good at that position. And there is a bring back because I have Miami right here, so that wouldn't be bad, and it also open up another stack. So Njoku could make sense, but I feel like which one of these players is most likely to bring home a championship? Hopefully Brooks. Going Brooks. We got one more to go. Oh, this is a simple one. We had Vidal queued up. Didn't think we were going to get him, but he's still sitting here, and I'm going to pick 172. This one we drafted Gus Edwards. I do like the idea of getting Gus Edwards, relatively late. I mean, whether it's at ADP before or after, he's going late no matter what. And then Vidal and locking up the two most interesting pieces in the Chargers backfield really late is interesting. And then I'm hoping that Conklin makes it back around to us at pick 189. That sounds unlikely, but if it works, that'd be sweet because then we'd be building out our New York Jets stack a little bit more. We're going Vidal here and feeling good about it. Okay, see on the. Oh, that's also giving us our 6th running back, so we're probably done with running back at that point in time. Feel good about that too. See, and that I think solidifies the running backs even better, right? Having like 2 rather interesting players, same team. I think it helps with. I'm kind of cool on Trey Benson. I think a little bit. I don't know if that's good or not, but I think I am. So I think that gives me a good top 6 in running backs. With that, and there's McLaughlin there too on this one. With that, see you on the next one. Peace.